Hello everyone, it's been a while, but today I'm going to be showing you how to factor monomials, binomials, and a trinomial. So, let's do a bit of review. What is a factor? Factors are what makes up a number. So, 8 here is our product, and 8 has these factors of 2 and 4. Now, 8 also has the factors of 2 times 2 times 2, right? So, we know that products have multiple factors. So this is good information. So what is factorization? Factorization is when we turn this 8 into 4 times 2. It's that simple. So let's look at some examples. We'll have variables included. So here we have 4x. How do we factor 4x? Well, first of all, let's find the greatest factor of 4. It's just 2 times 2. 4 doesn't have any other factors. So let's put the greatest factor here. So now that we have a 2, and let's make parentheses, and then we have to ask ourselves, what times 2 is going to equal to 4? Well, that's just 2. And then let's just bring down this x. It's that simple. Now we have 2 times 2x, which equals to 4x. See, we turned this product into a we turned the product into a factor. There we go. Now, let's see. 8x squared minus 16. Now it's a binomial. It might be a bit complicated, but just follow along. 8 can be split. Let's make a factor tree. 8 can be split into 2 times 4. And then that can be split into 2 times 2. Negative 16 can be split into 2 times 4. Let's ignore the negative for a bit, right? So that 2 times 8, I mean. And then that's just 2 times 4. And then finally 2 times 2. Now that we have a factor tree laid out, we need to find the common factors, right? So this is all the factors. Remember, it can only be prime numbers. 2 is a prime number. So here we have a 2, then here I have a 2, and we have a second 2 over here. We have a second 2 over here. We have a third 2 and a third 2. Now we can't add the fourth 2 because this doesn't have 4 2's right here, but this still has 3, so we can add these 3. So now all we have to do is just multiply. So it's just 2 times 2 times 2, which just equals to 8. All right, now that we've found the greatest common factor of this binomial, all we have to do is simply put 8, and then let's put parentheses. And then we have to think, what times 8x squared gives us 8x squared? Or what times 8 gives us 8x squared? And that is just x squared. 8 times x squared is 8x squared. Now, what times 8 gives us negative 16? And that is negative 2. Negative 2. As you can see, we turned this binomial into a product. If we want to solve it, what's 8 times x squared? It's just 8x squared. And then what's 8 times negative 2? It's negative 16, as you can see. Now, if you've seen a pattern, what we're kind of doing here is we're kind of reverse distributing this. And if you think of it as that, it might be a little bit simpler. For the third example, I'll be showing you something a bit more complicated. Here we have this binomial, 42a cubed plus 14a. Let's start out by making a factor tree and finding the greatest common factor. So 42 can be just split into 2 times 21. And then 21 can be split into 7 times 3. 14 can be just split into 2 times 7. And then a is just a cubed is just a times a times a, and then a here is just a times 1, right? There's no difference in this one. Anyways, so let's try to find the common things between these two terms, common factors. Here we have 2, and in this one we also have 2. Here we have 7, and this one we also have 7. We also have a here and an a here. So what do we get? Here, let's just multiply them by each other. 2 times 7 times a is going to equal to 14a. There we go. Now, let's put this here, 14a, and let's do some parentheses and let's ask ourselves some questions. What times 14a gives us 14a cubed? First of all, what we can do here, let's see. So 42 divided by 14 is just 3. And remember, this is 8 to the power of 3. So we have to also get this to 8 to the power of 3. So that's 3a squared. Because remember, basic exponent rule is that when we multiply a variable by another variable, we have to add the exponents. So here we have, right? And then what's left is just plus 1, right? And that is it. See? Now that we factored this, we turned this into a product. If we check, 42a to the power of 3 plus 14a. There we go. Now let's do a trinomial. This one is going to be a bit complicated, but let's try. So 36, just 4 times 9. This is just 2 times 2. X squared, I'm just going to leave it like that. We know that x squared is x times x. Y, also going to leave it. This is a 9. And this is just a 9. If you want to split it, it's just 9 times 1. And then here is negative 27, which is 9 times 3. Yeah. All right. So let's try to highlight our common things right here. So here we have a 9. Here we have a 1, 9. And here we have a 9. All right. So we know it's 9. Okay. Let's see. Here we have 2 x's, 1 x, and 1 x. And we also have y also in common between all of these. So here, like this, right? So we have here 1, 9, 1, 9, 9 times, and then 1 x, because the lowest one here is just 1, and 1 y, as you can see. So what we get here is just 9xy. Our greatest common factor is equal to 9xy. Now, let's put this here, 9xy, and let's try to think. What times 9xy gives us 36x squared y, right? And what times 36 is, hold up, sorry, this is 4 right here, 2 times 2. Anyways, what times 36 is 9? It's just 4. So that's 4x. And remember, we still have this x right here, so x times x is x squared. And then we just leave this alone because y is emerged. Or, you know, we could put 4 times x times 1, but I'm just going to leave it as 4x. The 1 can be hidden. And then let's try to do the other one. Here we have a positive number, so let's add a plus. 9xy to the power of 3. And this can be just, what times 9 is 9? It's 1, so we can hide the 1. And then, what times x is x? It's also 1, so we don't have to do anything. And then what times y is y to the power of 3? And that's simply y squared. And then, finally, let's put a negative here. And then, what times 9 is 27? That's just 3. And then, that's simply it, because remember, we have 1x and 1 thing. So we can put this into 3 times 1 times 1, but we can just leave it like that because we can hide the 1s. And there you go. This is how we factor this monomial. And if you want to check, we will get the result. Anyways, this is all for today. I hope you have a great day, weekend, whatever. See you tomorrow.